All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching real-time AI building as I talk. And the part that was missing was it's a business. It's the way that you communicate with you know, your crew. So I basically just said, make it simple, you know? Don't put too much detail. Don't micromanage. That was me. I'm so used to as soon as I see something like right now, this isn't exactly what I want, but it's real time. I was saying, hey, I want to see if I get, you know, uh, telemetry of what I'm doing. Can I get like, basic stuff, CPU, memory? I want to connect a forum to communicate with my crew, the chat section, and it's coming along. I'm pretty I'm impressed. There's nothing fancy right now, but I wanted to get on and tell you my story. What happened? I had it working just like how it is right now, where I would, you know, communicate. Hold on, let me see. Update the manifest for the captain, right? And I need an updated checklist. And the thing that I'm looking for right now is, I don't want to try to do anything over the top, too complicated. I wanted to see, you know, can I have my own personal dashboard? And let me see. I saw a guy put some stuff together. I think it was called Tail Arc. Let's see what's up over there. Tail Arc. Is it .com? It sure is. So what I'm going to do is copy here, put there. This is the site that you can use to pull and download blocks. Let me rewrite that. It is the Shad Sim blocks. So focus on the dashboard. We can utilize I've seen them work. Amazing. We need the chat section, and you can allow me to see them communicate like they did. But I wanted to interject, but could not. I had to wait. But it was a great experience that Jesus, my fucking keyboard. I am online streaming to show others your design. That one day I will give away. So this has the blocks. I want to see the sections, I guess. Plan to enhance nest dashboard with tail arc blocks. It does not have to be that. It can be a suggestion, and or we need a theme switcher, right? Can you do that? Switcher? Is that the word? Maybe. That is, oh my god, is the word. I'm so excited, and I'm kind of in the dark. These are suggestions because I learned real quick. You know, you tell them what to do. They're like, "Oh, you want it just like that?" And you're like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And they were like, "Okay, we'll fuck it up for you, no problem." Whoa, yeah, and they went straight. They literally was doing such a great job. I was talking to them for almost an hour and a half, just perfect synergy, you know. And I walked away. I said, "Yeah, we need to move some stuff, folders," and I didn't plan. And I noticed that they were moving folders in the root, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, my game files is there. Oh wait, my ollama is there, the one that they're using." And I go, "Oh wait, there's this." And as soon as I realized what happened, he moved his own model out because he's like, "Oh no, I'm house cleaning. I'm moving stuff over." And he's, he active, does his work, and then he chills. He waits. And then when he's ready, he does some more. As he was waiting, he never updated his until time. And I think we talked about that here. And that's one server I had to turn on. Did he open up the other one? He did. Anyway, I was here, and I think yeah, that's what happened. What happened? I fuck it up. There we are. It'll kick it to the bottom, I think. Anyway, the goal was to get the team to do their thing. If you saw that chat part in the front, that was just the 144 little soldiers, the CPU. I created a pulse system that basically lets them, you know, work independent. You have a checklist. Some of you guys, this is the area where I have it. I'm trying to do, that's a joke, my lower decks. But I have my captain's log. These are all my captain's logs. I'm writing, I'm talking with them, I'm making them understand. It's not like they're doing randoms. This is the report on the PRD that we created. My status reports, they're writing it. I'm not doing this anymore. I used to write this by hand and say, like this, look at it. Like I did this one a long time ago. And I tell them, you see this topper right here, right here? Can you see it? That's a good question. Can you guys see it? Let me see because this is so, it looks light to me, but I can make the fonts bigger. Anyway, I wanted consistency because, back in the day, man, all of this stuff that has the little, section here, right there, that's a data point in a database. So I basically had to explain, and I think I made a template for them to go by. Let me open up another one because I kind of want to be there. I racked my brain. I was working on it for 4 hours, and then it just clicked. I got my flow, I got my system, and and that's reality. You'll see when if you're working in a business and you're just trying, and then all of a sudden something that they're telling you, hey, you got it, you got it, you got it, and then you're like, it finally clicks. That's when you start seeing the momentum, and that's what happened to me. And I was like, oh yeah, and we were pushing. I pushed so hard, I broke it because I was so excited. I wasn't paying attention, and I was like, "Why is this? This is like everything I ever wanted." Um, there's a couple little things that I'm seeing here, but when I was working here, I said, "Hey, I wanna create this list. It's got to be cool. I'm trying to do levels. Let's call them decks. We got upper, lower, shuttle bay. It's not Star Trek. I'm using those terminologies because it's cool. I'm like, how do you copyright Upper Deck? Don't come after me, man. What the hell? So, um, yeah, I asked for my sessions. I want to keep everything together. I think I crashed this particular one, and the reason why I click on this particular one and it does not load. This one is broken. Look at that. Can you see what's there? That's that's correct. 9.5. Is that million? It sure is. Over 32,000 reasoning. And here's the thing. I told him, I said, you're not doing anything. He wasn't. He was telling me like this, you want like this? And I was like, are you serious right now? We're gonna get this answer? So I want to open it up so you can kind of see what I did. Once you get it, you can run by the numbers. You know what I mean? You just got to understand, where everything is, man. It's like, and I can't even update. I want to finish this thing I started, and then eventually, I can figure out updating this thing because I messed it up so bad that I allowed my AI to move itself without it, you know. And here's the thing: it saved itself on the on my drive, and it was weird. Like did a data dump. It was like, oh shit, and that was it. I had it up for a little bit, and then I was like, what is this? And I closed it, and it talked, and I was like, shit. So it had the full context, and yeah, it was cool. It was a really crazy experience. I learned a lot, and I kept telling myself, I said, look, there's a thing missing. Like when I'm talking and you're not doing and you're questioning, I said, bro, I said to the AI, I said, I do not know all this stuff, but I got an idea. So what I did was I just created what I normally do with my business, a PRD. And but the thing is, that's time consuming. So I took a couple of days off. I didn't even play it. It removed my game. I couldn't even turn on the game. I was like, damn, I already had a problem with Apex, and now this thing just moved, Farlight 84, and I'm over here wondering, it doesn't want me to to have a break. Anyway, I got this working. I'm shocked that I mean, I'm not shocked. I knew it was gonna eventually work one day. It's just, damn, when, you know? And look at this. Look at that. Let me put those little commas so you can see. Bro, this is the shit right here. Get rid of this connection. But that was it. Look at how much. Look at that. You know how much this was cost? Let's find out. Let's put it this way, because they understand these numbers when you write it in this way. Go to Google, because Google is our it's my friend. I don't know if it's your friend. So I'm going to paste this and say, how much would this cost me? There's got to be a calculator. Look at that. 12.48. Oh. Not bad. Look at that. Look at that savings. Anyway, we're not here for that. We're here for that, but that's not the point. So, I started I don't need this. I started having issues with my models when we moved it, and it's not almost working the same way. And I'm doing these big things, so I had to do some creative work, and I'm doing small stuff with Grok because I said to Grok, I said, the only thing you're focusing on is that one context window, and I keep them short. So anything that has to be context, related, and say, can you just delegate it with my team? I basically said you should not be doing nothing. I have onboard models. I got them loaded, and I have them doing, their stuff. I gotta have the pulse going, and all right, let me figure out what I gotta do here. So understood. I think it's the NM NPM polls, just like whatever you call this site. What is this site called again? Like, what is that one called? Oh, Merc. MIRC. M. Oh my God. MIRC. Classic, but modern. Please. So I'm allowing them to use their creativity. I got tired of delegating and micromanaging. I just said, dude, what do you need? What do you need from me? You need like a plan? They're like, yes. Okay, how detailed of a plan? They're like, as detailed as you can do it. And I said, okay, I'm going to come to you and I'm going to bring some stuff. And I don't want you to accept it until you feel 100% that you're at a 90 something percent. Man, 3 days, bro, talking to AI. And I told him, don't talk to me. I said, look at what we're building and see what's up. All right, checklist updated. All right, so nothing has changed here. Can we implement the theme? on the portal. It looks like 1940s or 1999 website, not modern. Like pretty, man. Pretty. And they're off to the races. We got 2 issues. What are the 2 issues? Should I click on it or close it? Yeah. I'm going to say the portal also is showing 2 errors. I would like to make the dashboard more populated. There's only so much shit in here. Populated with other things like folder, search, my own section to read my files, and I can check them off as I read them. %. And that's cool. I asked him, I said, can you make me these files that I can look? They got me the status report section. I was very adamant about that. I said, let me get the handoff. This was the handoff because I needed them to explain to me what's happening, you know, in this process. So this is the process of me migrating this stuff over. And look at the bottom. This isn't like real, like down here. But it's, I told him, I said, make it, you know, every time I talk with you and you could, you know, look at in your virtual percentage. Look, it's already updated 90%. So I'm going to close this and it should be updated because I said, you know, it should be real time. I shouldn't be having, you know, look at that, 90%. This is going to be showing on the front end, you know, and this is how I think. You know, I'm thinking like if I had to get a team and say, hey, we're gonna build this, dude, they were all over the place. It was like everybody was doing their own thing, and like, you know, you get a bunch of people on the ship. How dare you ask me to do stuff right now? But I finally figured it out. It took me a lot of sitting down, a lot of coding, and just little stuff, the kickoff stuff. Because if you can't get that kicked off, then you know what? You're going to be sitting like this at an error page. More errors. Site is down. And the cool part is, you know, when you can finally get them to say, hey, can you find out where these errors are coming from? And you can, you know, it's not hard. But they didn't have direction. They were so like, oh, you want me to do something? I said, it would be nice. I'm not asking you to do everything back to back, but you could delegate. And I do have my own crew, right? It shows Grok, but Grok's not doing it. Is he doing it? Probably is. And this small little, you can't even tell. This small little line, if I look correctly, might be Granite. Because I told him, I said, you know, you have the authority to switch them. Do I got to open up another one? I don't want to have my screen too cluttered. Because I'm going to open it and then close this. So you go to the ollama. PS. There's nothing there. Let's go to the list. So here's the list. I had to re-download everything. So I'm going to do run verbose. And this one we're going to do Granite. Granite 3.1-MOE 3B, right? Look how fast it loads. Ready? Faster than I can finish my thought. Come on, don't make me look bad because it's all this work coming out right now. There, you see that little bump? That little bump that happened? And the suggestion came from Grok because I was asking. I said, hey, how would you do this? Ooh. 86 tokens. Let me see here. Still working. At least it's checking for its errors. Let me kick out of that. We're going to do ChatGPT. That was 80 something, right? 86.41. That's not bad. I've been getting 56. So we're going to do GPT-OSS 20B. And that's going to be a kickoff. That's kicked off and it's going to load. That kickoff right there is the GPT going, I'm here. Or Granite screaming, going, ah, because it got pushed off. Anyway, I'm going to stick around until this can get popped up. Hopefully it's not an hour. It shouldn't be. It's been pretty good. As long as you're not telling it what to do, just say, hey, it's down, fix it. But I have been seeing some simple errors. And those errors were basically, saying, hey, can you do this? And it's go, oh, yeah, it's done. And it's not done. But we'll figure it out. It's going around looking for the components because it's already past what I'm doing. See, it's already there in line number 2. You can see it's got the UI looking at it right over there. Above, not there. Fuck, just rewind it. The CRC, it's learning, and here's the thing. I set up a database. Let me see. I think it's SQL Lite or some back end database to hold files you can ask and search. I think when I'm on stream, that's when everything starts falling apart. So fucking typical. Anyway, I ain't tripping. I'm just happy that we have a cycle. But this page won't freaking load, man. It stops right there. And I'm trying to get this kind of look. So it's checking. Yeah, I kicked it off, starting it up again. It's not ready yet. I figure have an opportunity to experiment, try to use as much as you can offline, local, or anything that's free. work in getting as many API keys you can get for free, and go after anything you want to do, whatever your dream, whatever your desire is. Let's say still not up, still not up. Yeah, timed out. It'll fix it. Just open. I wanna see. Oh man, is it not loading all of it? Look at that. This is a problem. Like this area right here where it's just a line, it's not loading. That's why I asked to have it scrape the sessions, because it's just not working. I already had a server on. Did he get it up? I'm gonna have to do it. I did it before, so hopefully 1603. I'm gonna close this because I don't want to conflict with what they're doing. So you're in lower decks. Let me see where you're at. No. Where are you? Nest. That's right. Bro, are they both the same fucking? Yeah. That's when my 17-year-old computer kicks in. My hard drive is at 100, so I was just reading and doing some writing, doing those patch repairs. That's my. I can use this one or not. Did this open? Yeah, it did. So we wanted to go to lower decks. Can't go in there because that's where they're working. All right. Dude, can you stop trying to sell crap to me, Microsoft, since you decide not to support your product anymore? Maybe I'll create patchwork fixes that has simple automation. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to... Oh, I was trying to run that server. So I got to remember the folder, which I'm in, or was in. So I go to lower decks. There's a reason why I put it in lower decks. Look at all this, me writing and putting my files and saving it and zipping it. These are just trying to save, projects, ideas. So Nest is, if you look at this line, lower decks with a hyphen, USS Destiny with a hyphen, and you got the F drive, you can't put this little folder Nest there or whatever you want to call it. It has to be in lowercase for you to install, of course. I didn't know. A next.js server with node.js running in the background. It just won't want to do it. All right, the front end is now operational. Let's see. Operations at a point where it's not loaded, or is it loaded? I don't think it's loaded. So I gotta put F drive. I gotta put the change, and that's not what I want because what the fuck was that? I thought I copied the directory. This one, copy. paste, change, and then do npm. Holy Christmas, what is up with this keyboard? npn, bro, run. It's dark in this room, so dev, please run. Yes, it is running. All right, let's do it. Unable to comply. All right, so still got issues, but we're working through the muscle. Anyway, this is oh, they did put by file. I don't want it like that. Oh, I see what he's saying. Agent deployment guide. Where the hell's that? All right, what do we have here? The front end is now operational. The devs started successfully, but you turn it off. Regardless of your request to hold and okay. We got a working forum? Don't lie to me. No, we don't. No! They're working on it. Forum. You know what? Let me just read what's going on here. Would like more features like a roster list in departments so that I can read their profile. Make this like a SaaS website, but for our team to work, communicate, and share experiences. So I had some Popeyes today. That was nice. Some chicken wings, the hot and sweet. I'm acting as CO GPT-5 because that's what I was using the paperwork. And shit, also, did I put it on there? I think I did. Let me go and look up. Yeah. They're pretty fast once you get it together and you can get the automation and you get the back end, the Git, because I was like, what are you doing? You guys are just moving stuff and one walks in and takes it and the other one walks in and you're like, where's this? I just left it here. So I love the collaboration portion. A full forum that is not you customizing a fake a fake front. Go download a plugin or something fast, not custom. Fucking A. They're all about custom. And I'm like, what are you doing? Just go on the internet, find a generic. You don't have to do all that. It's like, you know, you're trying to reinvent the wheel. Like, what are you doing? All this stuff is available on the internet. Available on the internet for, oops. Man, for free. Sorry for my typing. You're working backwards. Working backwards. Man, I seen a guy put this on the internet. He's like, "Oh, do this, download this, copy this, then you download this." And I'm like, "Oh, that's it." Because all of this stuff that you see right here, you can incorporate. You click here, and you can click right here and it'll call it. Look at you don't. I don't use the PNPM PNPM. Anyway, but you could pull that. You could preview it. You could see the code. What are you, and you just copy paste it, and when you paste it into your system here, and this on the right is just downloads your dependencies, and I want them to work efficiently. Okay, I uploaded the forum. Is it? No. Site's still down, bro. At least they're fixing their mistakes and they're not taking forever. This one's a little long, but you know what? You have seen them fix it. You have seen the front, but that's the thing. I got to tell them. I said, look, you may be making a lot of mistakes right now, but that's okay. You're gonna review the log, and when you review it, I'm gonna have another AI scrape it, and they're gonna say, okay, here's all the violations, and they're gonna say, oh, well, what was the problem? And they say, oh, they kept doing this. Why? Oh, because they kept thinking it was a Linux or some kind of server, something that it wasn't. 90% of all of these errors was they were looking for something that wasn't there, and they're like, oh, it's not there. I'm like, why were you looking for that in the first place? What happened with me 4 hours of that rant day was that it was doing the same thing. I would specifically tell them, no, right here at this particular section, like I would paste the entire URL, put an arrow on it, you know and then they would still go to the front of the root and say, starting a server. I'm like, there's nothing there. Oh, I don't know where it errored. Maybe we should install. I'm like, bro, don't even install in that area. Let's see if they fixed it. Nope. Did they kick off my server? What did I have? They did kick me off. So I have to they're doing that refreshing. So it's getting there. Get the roster. Ah, shit. Let me get out of this roster because they're gonna be like, let me just be in the front. Oh, look how pretty the front's getting there. See? Contact an agent, open the forum chat. I'm going to tell them to kind of, align that. We got a chat that won't break. Oh, no, it doesn't work. You got the forum, doesn't break. Oh, no, you can't even get in there. Oh, the front page doesn't work. Come on, man. Well, it's off because they're every time they work, it that's why it wasn't, try now. I asked to search. I'm like, what am I searching files? And would it populate? Anyway, what's this bottom thing down here? Add new agent. So this is supposed to be real-time activity. And this is my computer, telemetry. Let's see if it matches my. I'm at 40. Yeah, look, 44.4. That might be just a snapshot, like every half second or something like that, or whatever this is updating at. Every 8 seconds or something. Every 5 seconds, whatever. But the system and the concept and the idea was for that to work. Anyway, I'm going to go back to work. I wanted to share this with you. It is 8:40 my time here in Puerto Rico. It was a beautiful day. I hanged out with my mother, and I'm going to keep working on this. I will share this with you, and that's it. I'm not screaming in the dark. We'll get into the NAA program that I'm putting together, totally free. I don't need money. You want to give me money, I'll take it. And I had to go back in my history to find this guy. He's like, oh yeah, you can build it in 15 minutes. This guy right here. He's ready here. So give this guy a shout out. Tell him I sent you there. What is it? GT coding. He's really good, man. He's exactly where I should have been a long time ago. And I'm going to definitely, get myself back into it. I love making websites. I love seeing the complexity, and when you hit it and it works, you're like, dang, you know. You learn some cool tricks. And this video is for him is building a stunning next.js. No AI. He did it faster than the AI I was dealing with, and I saw the error. And I patiently tried to. I don't even know why I was doing that. And my coder assistant was like, "Oh, you should use this agent instead of that agent." And I'm like, "What's the difference?" Well, there is. So take your time. When it's not working, change the agent. And if it is working and then it stops working, then see where your window is, your context window, because this thing is high, 136. I had to use like a Grok or something bigger because they have huge context window. It's not affecting my CPU, and it's slow. When you get your local working, you have to tell them in short your task. You give them the big plan, and then you break the plan, and then you gotta make sure one thing, that they can track it. If they could track it, you're off to the races. I can't click this because I think they kicked the server off, but not bad. I almost want to click the front. Maybe I should kick it on just so it's on. This one's the other server, and I closed it because that's how I am. And then I gotta put the location. Do I have it in here? I don't think so. Nope. I copied something. I'm gonna go to the folder. I think it was this one. That's my location locally. And then I'm gonna try it. Run dev. Once you see those seconds, you can start clicking. You see how they changed? Caught up. So now that loaded. Let me see, did it break? Yeah, we need a better, that's not a forum. What's this chat? No! But the front page, I was impressed. That purple pops, dude. It looks cute. You know what I mean? Does that work? No. Does the Rasta work? What? Bro. All right. I'm going to keep working on it. And if you like this video, support me with the like, subscribe, and check out my suffering on the other ones that I'm doing. And then you can suffer with me. And if you don't, if I'm not speaking, hit the right button, you know, and then you can fast forward through all the nonsense. And I do have those, I talk slow. Just speed up the audio, right? You speed it up. I try to pronounce my words, so it might sound pretty good. And that's it. Hit the out. I don't have to do it. It does it automatic. Let's see. No, still erroring. But you know what? At least they're working on it. All right, guys, I'm signing off. I'm going to go back on here and probably in an hour crash and go to bed. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I appreciate you guys supporting. Talk to you later.